Hello everybody. The other day I put a bunch of Rubik's Cube videos on there. Some I kind of screwed up, but I tried to show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube best way I could, the way I was taught how to do it. Now I'm going to try and show you how to solve a Pyraminx. I know there's a lot of people out there that can actually solve Rubik's Cubes, but for some weird reason they can't solve a Pyraminx. I think the Pyraminx is way easier than the cube. But I'm going to scramble this, and I'm going to show you the way I was taught years ago, which may be totally different than what you guys have learned. This could be kids out there, teenagers, adults. First of all, almost like the Rubik's Cube, you kind of like have to decide what side you want to do first or what color do you want to do first. So, for example, I'm gonna go with the blue. So basically, what you have to do is you basically have to get all the blue. Basically, all the blue. There's actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's actually 3 centers on each side. Okay? If you want to call them centers. On each, there's only 4 sides of this thing. So basically what you have to do is you have to not only line up the colors just like you would on the cube, but you have to make sure the centers are there. Actually, the centers are more important than these. The corners, because the corners will come in automatically. So basically, we have to try to get this thing. So let's see here. Okay, there's 2 of them right there. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll get this eventually. I'm a little slow, as you can tell. I'm old school, so being old school. Alright, there it is. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to get all 3 of those centers up there. Okay. Now, as you can see, these can be out of place, but doesn't really matter because they automatically go in place once you turn them. As you can see, all the oranges are in place. All the greens are in place. Well, not all the greens, but just you could tell the 2 corners are in place. The 2 oranges and the 2 yellows and greens. So now basically you've got to fill in these 3 other edge pieces, if you will. So for example, this blue and yellow goes right here, and it just happened to be over here. So I'm going to try to get the other one, which is over here, which is the, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's actually right here. So that one would come over here. I don't know if I can do this in the camera. Oops. Okay. Let me do this right here. Alright, I'm going to turn it this way. And then, trying to do this where you guys can see this. I have like a little Microsoft camera I have like mounted on the bottom of my computer, and that's the reason why my head doesn't come in good. If you're wondering why I make these videos and all my head's not coming in, I have to go like this if I want to like make the video with my head in it. People were complaining about that, but okay. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying to get it where you can I'm still having trouble showing you and actually solving it at the same time. Okay. This is almost like a cube in some ways, but in other ways it's not. Okay, I kicked that one out, and this is the one that now goes up over here. I'll put my finger here so I know I won't lose it. I won't lose that place. It's a lot easier if you put your finger on it. I noticed that, then I won't lose it then. Okay, and this is the one that's got to go up there. Okay, so this one would then go back this way, and then this whole piece then comes down, and then trying to get this where you guys can see it. Okay. I don't know if you can see it there. Trying to get it where you guys can see this. Now you're probably thinking, he's a horrible teacher. I'll get somebody else to teach me. Alright. There's all the top blues. And there's everything around it. Alright, then you have to pull the center, or centers in. And then you just notice how this comes in automatically. And then you just do the same thing. And you can mess this up if you want. It doesn't really matter. Because you just do the same thing over here. Okay? And you just do the same thing over here. You get the red and orange. And you pull that one in. Then you go twice again, and you get a configuration like this. Where it's... Don't ask me why, but every single time I do it like that, this is what happens. And then all you got to do is, remember when I told you in the beginning that the centers are more important than the corners are actually. Because the corners come in automatically, but these don't come in automatically. So, you have to turn the whole thing once like this. Where the centers are now in place. But obviously what's going to happen is now the edges are not in place. And now you just got to go around and you have to put them all in place. So you now come back and you have to go back this way, put this back down. This is very simple. It's very, very simple to do. And there it is. There really isn't nothing to this thing. Because basically, if you do the same thing that you didn't... basically, the way you solve the top one, once you get the top one, then once you pull in this bottom piece, you're going to get a configuration where, like I said, you're going to get that center with the piece, the two edges, and you just move the center in place, and then you just solve it like you did before. You don't have to worry about messing everything up, because it's going to come back anyway. I don't know why, but it does. So that's why, unlike a cube, this is a lot easier, because if you try that on a cube, it's going to mess it up. So that is how the not missing link, the Pyraminx or Pyraminx, I can never say it right. Pyraminx, NX at the end. I always thought it was an IX at the end, but it's actually an NX at the end. Made by Tommy. This is not actually made by the Rubik's Cube, by the way. The original one is made by Tommy, I believe it is, or Tommy, or something. Tommy, I guess it's pronounced Tommy. I guess Rubik's Cube eventually grabbed the patent of it. But that is how you solve a Pyraminx. It's not as hard as it looks. A lot of you out there right now that's trying to learn how to do any cube. Let's say you're having a very difficult time learning how to solve a cube. This one probably will be a lot easier to learn if you're going to learn anything. So, thanks for watching. I hope you learned anything. If it was entertaining to you, just like any of my other videos, I try not to make as many mistakes as I did on my other videos. I'm getting better at this, as you can see. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.